There's no situation, there's no relationship. He doesn't like me and I don't like him.
Can we mediate? Can we increase the
There's
fee?
nobody that can mediate.
Okay.
I don't talk about him unless I'm asked. Some people say, well, why are you talking about him? Because I was asked. This is what I do for a living. So how the hell am I going to get away with saying no comment? I have no desire to talk about him at all. He is, in my mind, the second greatest player in the history of basketball. He's been an incredible ambassador for the game of basketball. His respect has been earned, not given. Nobody can deny that. But that's the basketball player, not the man. People don't know the things that have happened behind the scenes, the kind of things that have been engaged in an effort to hurt me. There's a lot of that I know that I don't say. And then to go on the Pat McAfee show, which comes directly on after my show on the channel that I work on, to insult me. But if I never, ever speak to him again in life, now I'm
man, oh man, oh man. So Stephen A and LeBron James, man, I guess they ain't talking no more. They'll never talk and stuff like that is what it is. It's your boy Jay here with another video. Make sure that like button, make sure the subscribe button. So Stephen A. Smith was on the Gilbert Arenas show and he talked about the situation with him and LeBron, and that Stephen A. said in his words, I don't care if I have to talk to that man. I'll never talk to that man ever again in life. And honestly, this whole situation could have been avoided, but at the end of the day, Stephen A. Smith is an analyst. He's an NBA analyst. He's a sports reporter, all this stuff. And LeBron James is an NBA all-time great player. Now, the one thing that I have to say is that Stephen A. Smith handled that the best way he could. You can't be upset. You can't be mad. You can't be saying things that'll get you in trouble and things like that. And the part that got to me is when he said there was stuff that were done behind the scenes to tarnish his name. Now, I don't know if LeBron was pulling some strings on ESPN or pulling some strings in the NBA to get Stephen A. Smith in trouble and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, what Stephen A. Smith did was talk bad about Bronny. And when I saw the actual clip, I remember when Stephen A. Smith was talking about Bronny and talking about how Bronny was not developing as a player, I could see LeBron James being the father and being protective of his son. But LeBron, your son is going to be talked about. But I think this goes further than Bronny and Stephen A. Smith talking about LeBron's son. I think this has been going on for a long time. And I think the situation that I'm about to show you was the icing on the cake. So let's get back to that old clip of when Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James was confronted, when LeBron James confronted Stephen A. Smith. That was Stephen A. Smith being confronted by LeBron at the Laker game where he said, don't talk about my son like that. And I remember when Stephen A. Smith, this went viral, and Stephen A. Smith actually went on his podcast and talked about it. And he also went on First Take and talked about it. And honestly, in my opinion, Stephen A. Smith just needs to leave it be. Leave it be. You know, you and LeBron ain't got to talk. You and LeBron ain't got to have cookies and milk and stuff like that. But the thing is, you have to be professional. And professionalism is the best thing. LeBron was just being a father. And people have gotten on Stephen A. Smith for not being professional in some instances. And at the end of the day, I would ask Stephen A. Smith this. If somebody was to talk bad about your daughter, how would you feel? You have to put yourself in LeBron's shoes. LeBron is a father, number one. Bronny is his son. LeBron is going to take up for his son. Now, Stephen A. Smith doesn't have to talk to LeBron no more. Doesn't even have to mention LeBron no more. He has to mention LeBron because he works for ESPN. But at the end of the day, they don't have to talk. But I think LeBron, when he went on the Pat McAfee show, that was calculated. Rich Paul and those guys knew that Stephen A. Smith and the Pat McAfee show go back and forth behind each other. You go on Pat McAfee show, you talk bad about Stephen A. Smith, and you don't think that's going to go viral? Pat McAfee show, you talk bad about Stephen A. Smith on the same network that employs Stephen A. Smith. LeBron is a tactician. Now, is he a petty tactician? Yes, LeBron is a petty tactician, but he's a tactician. And he knew that going on the Pat McAfee show would rub Stephen A the wrong way. And he was also able to get his licks in on Stephen A. Smith. But overall, I think Stephen A. Smith handled it well. Let me know what you think in the comments about this whole thing about him not being able to want to talk to LeBron ever again. Should he even have a conversation with LeBron again? I don't think LeBron even cares if him and Stephen A. have a conversation again, because LeBron is about to retire. LeBron's about to buy an NBA team. LeBron's about to do a million things. And I think Stephen A. Smith is the last thing on his mind. And I think Stephen A. Smith, he doesn't want to talk about LeBron no more, so let it be. But Stephen A. Smith just wanted to get with Arena Show, talked about it, and I had to talk about it. So let me know what you think in the comments. It's your boy Jay here with another video. Make sure to like button, make sure to subscribe button. It is what it is, man. Just don't sit there. Click on the next video. You won't regret it. I promise you.